What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. We're back. Usual guys here, myself, John, Big Walt. Gentlemen, it's been a crazy last couple days in sports, man. With basketball, and college football, and you know, even WNBA. And we all know what we're talking about with that one.
Hey, so I'm probably the only one here who watches USFL. I would imagine. I don't know, but
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
okay. So they had two playoff games now. I think only 4 teams make the playoffs, so they had two, and now the championship's next. Bro, both games, and I enjoy the games. So I am taking a shot at them when I say this, but I do enjoy the games, but I'm also taking a shot. Both games ended with like the quarterback and the other like teams like waving to the fans like bye bye, go home. Like you waving to like 57 fans, bro. Calm down. Like let's
I
chill.
knew it was something. I knew it
Like,
was something. If it's
I'm
too
just
good,
saying, man, like they do good on views. They do good on internet. Like they get tons of views on the internet, but like the actual stands, bro. I'm sitting there like, bro, you wave, you like, come on, man. Let's bring it down a little bit. Like you waving to telling 57 people, go home, go home. It's like, all right, buddy. Like let's calm it down a little.
They got caught up.
Maybe he was
The
talking to
games
the
have been great, man. I think there were like 3 kick returns in those 2 playoff games.
Dang.
Yeah, I miss kick returns, man.
What was you saying, Walt?
No, I said maybe he was waving at the viewers at home too. You know what I'm saying? Since he said he was at the internet, you know, but
Think about it.
Well, how you gonna tell me to go home when I'm sitting at home watching you?
But maybe
He caught up in the moment.
I'm just saying it was funny that a player from both winning teams did it. Like it was just if it was one guy, I'm like, all right, that's corny. Another dude, I watched the second game, and dude did it second game too. I was like, who are you talking to, man? Half them fans might actually be your fans. Like, who are you telling to go home? So you got like 24 people you tell them to go home. Like, let's calm down, buddy.
But you know what it's similar to? It's like if you dunk on somebody in open gym or in a gym full of people, you got the same reaction. Like
right.
if you catch a body, you caught a body.
Well, I highly doubt these fans were talking that much crap. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just saying, it's like that adrenaline rush.
Like, yeah, I know, but like to be like go home, it's just like, dude, they weren't even talking trash to you. Like, let's calm it down a little bit. Like, let's, but it was just funny that both games ended like that. I was like, these guys, all right, but nah, man, they've been good, man. It's been good.
Speaking of things that's been, go ahead, Walt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of things that's been good, fellas, this NBA free agency is crazy. Just Rudy Gobert goes to Minnesota for Patrick Beverly and 3 other guys, and like 2 first-round picks.
Pat Bev, man.
I know, right? He can't catch a break. It seemed like everywhere he put, like he like wears the team on his sleeve. He just like, hey, all right, we'll holler at you. Like,
I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's back in the league. I really am. But this dude, man, he talks like he talks like he belongs. That's for certain.
Oh yeah, it like I say though, that adrenaline, him, that's how he feeds his family essentially. That same energy has kept him in the league. Although he gets traded every year, but it kept him in the league. Yeah. Pat, Big C, big shot. We love you, man.
I mean, I feel like it's a little messed up that they, traded away Pat Bev after, what I'm saying, they big win, I guess, in the first round. Just to say when everybody was celebrating. But I honestly, like I said, I would love to have Pat Beverly on my. I would hate to play against Pat Beverly, but I would love to have him on my team. So him going to Utah, I mean, I could say it's a somewhat of a good move. But that move with moving Rudy Gobert to Minnesota, I was a little surprised by that, honestly. Just based off because they just signed Cat, and I mean I guess they trying to go with the maybe the Tim Duncan and David Robinson route, maybe with the new Twin Towers. I'm not sure, but
I yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I think they're going to turn Cat into more offensive. I think they're going to take away a lot of his defensive duties, his rebounding. I think they're going to have Rudy Gobert focus on that, and that way Cat can focus on offense because man, his offense like stagnated in that series against I think it was Golden State. So and maybe they were running him around on offense when the Golden State was on offense, they were running him in circles. So I think that's what they're trying to do. I think that maybe they'll move him to the 4 and just have him be more offensive minded, and that way Gobert can do all the rebounding and defensive duties. I know that's my opinion, but
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, I just feel like they gave a lot away because I mean, because I think they gave away Malik Beasley and stuff as well. I mean, I just feel like they gave a lot to get just Rudy Gobert, just who I just think is just really a defensive anchor. Which I mean, of course, defense wins championships, but I just really feel like Minnesota still got a few more moves to make. Even though they got Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, of course. Now those are a good 3 for sure, but I just feel like they still need a few more pieces to get to that next level. Which I mean, there still are some free agencies out there which they could possibly still get, but I just the Rudy Gobert thing. I see. Well, now that John explained it, I see where he's going. Probably they want to make him more of the defensive player than Cat, so they could utilize Cat on the offense, but. Hey, right. I guess we'll have to find out next year to see if it's going to work or not.
Yeah. And it's interesting. You say Spurs kind of big lineup. I was thinking more so like the Lakers when they went, Bynum and Gasol.
Mm-hmm.
Bynum wasn't, Bynum, he could get you points, but that wasn't his job. Mm-hmm. He was defending, getting rebounds. I think Gobert and Cat could be the same way. I say offensively, like when they're on offense, it's they look pretty good. Defensively, that's where they might struggle because then you're guarding like the Anthony Davises of the world, or like if you play Cleveland, if you play LA hypothetically, who guarding LeBron, who guarding AD? You're gonna have Gobert on Dwight and Towns on AD or what? How how do you do that? Or even like a team like Golden State. Do you really want Rudy guarding Draymond and then hypothetically Cat guarding Clay? It's a lot of moving pieces. So I mean,
Gobert, I mean, has like Chuck or Shaq. I think it's Shaq who was very critical of Gobert's offensive game, and like Gobert needs to increase his offensive game. He really does. But you could ask the same about them. Like, who's going to guard 2 bigs? You know what I mean? Because let's say you put your best big defensive player on Towns. Well, then Gobert, you know what I mean? Like, not many people have 2 good big defenders. And so Gobert always faces your best big defender. Well, now if he's facing your second best big defender, it's probably a long way from your first best defender. So I mean, he probably could average 15, 18, on games because of what Towns draws. So, and I think because of Towns' height and talent already, he's going to get a lot of rebound stuff. So I don't know, man. Like second champ opportunities, and I think Anthony Edwards. I think he's obviously John Morant and Luka, but I think Anthony Edwards is that guy, man. I think that he is going to be insanely great in a couple years.
I do too.
And, so imagine all the second chance opportunities that kid gets with those 2 rebounding. Geez, like I think this could work. Again, a lot of it relies on Gobert, but and how much game Cat still has in him. But I mean, he did just win the 3-point competition. He's still got a lot of skill. So
yeah,
but
I think they need another shooter.
I agree.
Yeah.
Or even somebody to guard, the likes of the LeBrons, Clays, KDs. You need somebody that can do it.
I agree. I mean, I still feel like because I think they traded away D'Angelo Russell as well too. So I definitely feel like they got to get another solid point guard for sure. But I mean, like I said, they just pretty much traded away damn near all their guards, and I want to say, yeah, they pretty much their guards and shooting forwards, just to get Rudy Gobert. So I mean, they gonna definitely have to fill those holes. But like John was saying, Anthony Edwards, man, he's definitely gonna be a problem within the next couple of years. He's already shown it that with his athleticism he's developing his shot more. And honestly, I feel like that's all he really needs is just develop his shot more. Because I mean, I feel like he's already a pure slasher. So I mean, if he just adds that shot into it, then defensive presence as well. I'm not saying that he got to play much defense because now that he got Rudy Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns, but like I said, if they could add at least a decent point guard and a good shooting guard, I definitely feel like Minnesota will definitely be making some noise in the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. So let's say, just thinking forward, would you consider them top five in the West? Bottom five? What?
I'll say they're definitely in the top 8, but I won't say top 5. Wait, yeah,
Okay.
top 8. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'll probably give them maybe the 7 or 6 seed.
Did they?
Okay.
What did they play last year? They were 6.
I think
They
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 was
were
a 6
the eighth
seed.
seed. They were the no. They were the seventh seed.
And I think they
Yeah.
played Warriors at the 3, so I think they were the 6.
No, they played Memphis. Memphis was number two.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they played Memphis. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give them 5 or 6. I'll give them 5 or 6. I think so. That's the thing, right? Is you can be the 4 seed, and people are like, yeah, you got to get bounced in the first round. And you can be the 4 seed and be like, oh, you that 4 seed, that's scary. I think they could end up probably in that 5 to 7 range, but actually be a legit. You know what I mean? Like they're going to have maturity, growth. I think Edwards' game is going to improve. I think his we saw moments where the Timberwolves just look, they looked young, man. Like they were just making crazy mistakes, blowing big leads, all that stuff. That's going to go away. Like if he gets up 20 on you next year, good luck coming back, right? It's not going to be as easy.
Right.
Maybe you can still do it, but it ain't going to be as easy. So yeah, I give them 5 or 6, but I think they're going to be a more formidable 5 or 6.
And then with both of them, I ain't gonna say Cat is a big shot blocker, but he has that, he got that length to where he can.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't think people are gonna be, getting to the rim on them like they did this past year. So, it remains to be seen. So, fellas, let me ask you this: what do you guys think about Gary Payton leaving Golden State for the Warriors? I mean, for the Trailblazers. Is that a big move? Is that a big piece missing from Golden State? What do you think?
Um, I mean, I won't necessarily say that it's a big move, but I mean, I seen it coming just based off of how he was performing, I guess, in the playoffs. I do say he does deserve, the three years, 28 mil.
Yeah,
I just feel like maybe like just going to that team though, like I'm not sure if maybe they know something that we don't. I guess they're trying to build something up in Portland, but
true.
I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at him though. I mean, he like I said, he pretty much. I feel like he probably pretty much did that deal just because he wanted to get more money. So I just feel like maybe Golden State wasn't trying to maybe pay him the money or whatever. He maybe did want to stay with Golden State, but they just maybe didn't have enough to keep him or whatever. But
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really say he's going to really make a huge difference for Portland because again, Portland, still is missing a couple pieces as well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they only got Dame right now, so I mean, unless they make some big moves out here in free agency, with KD still being out there or Kyrie or whatever they want to do with that, but. Regardless, like I said, it's a good move for Gary Payton III. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you're getting your money, but I mean, is he make much of an impact on the Portland Trailblazers? I mean, maybe, but I mean, I still don't really see them doing too much in the West. With the West getting much deeper, I should say, with the teams.
Right. What about you, John?
Yeah, I mean they still need to go get another piece, obviously an offensive piece. But I mean, yeah, it's a nice defensive piece. Dame's not, he's not locking people down the perimeter. Neither was CJ. So maybe they have that guy. They have perimeter defender. I mean, Nurkic is a decent post defender, right? So
He
I
stays
think
healthy.
you have, yeah, I think you have your defenders now. Now you go get that extra offensive player. But we'll talk about KD later. But obviously they want KD, but he ain't going to Portland. Um, and so I like it. I like it by Portland, but yeah, I mean, they didn't sell the farm like I guess like Utah did, or sorry, like Minnesota did, to get him obviously, which you know. So I think his offensive game is still growing. I don't know how much higher his ceiling is, but like I think he's potential. He has more potential than what we saw playing on with a guard heavy Golden State. So
I
you know,
didn't even. I know I'm probably late. I know we just passed the topic. I apologize, fellas, but I didn't know that Memphis. I mean, the Timberwolves got Kyle Harrison too, though. That's actually a pretty decent pickup, though. For real, Mr. Slow Mo. I feel like that could be. I mean, he's not. I won't say he's a great player, but I mean, I feel like he's a great role player. I mean, to
Yeah.
add to the team. So I mean, that's actually a good pickup in my opinion. I feel like he could be a good piece to come off the bench or something like that. It just seems like Minnesota trying to go extra big right now or something like that.
that's a question for you, Nico, about that trade. Is Utah? They're not in rebuild, right? If they are, that's stupid, right? I mean, but we understand that they're not where they were 2 years ago, but they're not in complete rebuild. Do you think that they hang on to all these pieces, or do you think they now trade them away to get something else?
What team are you referring to?
Utah.
The Jazz, all these draft picks they just got, all these players they just got. Like, do you think that we're going to see them on the move now, or do you think they're actually going to wait a year and see what they do?
Think a little bit of both. I think they'll try to see what they can get. Like I can see them trying to make a trade for KD and Kyrie. Hypothetically, I could see it because you have a lot of draft capital. So and Brooklyn is probably looking at Golden State like, well, maybe we can build through the draft. Maybe.
So if you're Donovan Mitchell and they don't do anything with these pieces, do you demand a trade?
They
Yes.
they do, but I
They're
did
not
see
playing with these pieces.
there
No.
were sources that said that they are now trying to build around Donovan Mitchell now. You know what I'm saying? So
Because if it was tough before, it's tough as hell now.
yeah,
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Even though
And
even
go
though they got a ton of stuff back, like I don't think these pieces we're going to see them in Jazz jerseys. I think a lot of these pieces are going to get shipped again before the season
yeah,
starts.
100%.
Okay, yeah. So
Because they just lost Gobert and Joe Ingles.
yeah.
yeah,
Joe
so if
Ingles
I'm
signed
just
with
saying,
Milwaukee. I think that's big for Milwaukee.
I mean, it's huge. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm a Jazz fan, I'm not buying these jerseys yet. That's all I'm saying. Like, slow down on buying these jerseys because they probably won't be there.
Buying jerseys and being a season ticket holder. If I'm Jazz
Well,
and
no, you can still go to games. I mean, Spike Lee's
no,
played
no,
garbage Knicks games for years. You can watch garbage
yeah,
if you're a fan of the team.
yeah, but look, man, it don't matter how much money you got. You ain't trying to go and watch a losing product for
It, some
50,
people, bro,
60
some people are fans, man. They're fans thick or thin. All right, that's how it works. But
I get it.
People like winning
But,
too.
huh?
I said people love to win too, though. So I mean,
if
Yeah,
it's,
you're
yeah. Everybody trying to go and see a losing product.
if
right.
you're
That's
a
what
first
I'm
time,
saying.
yeah, if you're a first time season ticket buyer, this is not the year. Probably if you're a Jazz fan, yeah,
Yeah,
just wait.
100%.
But I'm saying like, yeah, don't buy the jersey yet though.
Okay, so I'm gonna run off some new faces. Well, old faces in new places, and tell me which one you think.
Yusuf
Uh,
Nurkic got 4 years and 70 mil. Are you serious?
I thought you were
the
about to
back,
do that Charles
that's
Barkley thing where you ask us where this player plays now. I was
no, no,
like,
no, 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 no. I'm gonna just ask it, throw out a couple names and the new teams they're on, and let me know which one you think is the best. Is Dejounte Murray in Atlanta? Um, PJ Tucker in Philly? Joe Ingles in Memphis? I mean, in Milwaukee? Uh, hold on. JaVale McGee in Dallas? Drummond in Chicago.
That's a good pickup.
Who else? Otto Porter in Toronto. Who else? Brogdon in Boston. I think that's going to be huge for them. And really, Gobert in Minnesota. Which one do you think so far will have the biggest impact?
I'm gonna name somebody that you didn't name. I'm gonna say honestly, y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I say John Wall going to the Clippers though, for real, for real. Like I feel like that's gonna
I
be
can see that.
that's going. I feel like that'd be a good move for John Wall, just because one, he doesn't have to be the
I
main
forgot
guy
about John. My
because he
apologies.
still got Kawhi, and if Kawhi and Paul George come back healthy, I feel like that team could be a sleeper team next year though, just based off of. I feel like John Wall gonna come back. He come back hard. You know what I'm saying? He's been out for the last 2 years, and I just feel like that's gonna possibly be a surprise team in the West next
I
year.
think the only problem with that, you got a lot of ball dominant guys.
I mean,
I
you can.
think I think that we're gonna see like a Gilbert Arenas returning from injury type of John Wall. I think he's gonna be okay with
But
being.
I'm saying, we all know, Kawhi and Paul George got to get their touches.
I mean, but
You,
that's
you
facts though.
you got a lot. They have a lot. I mean, they have a good problem. They got at least 9 to 10 guys that can score, but you only got one ball. Now Zubac, depending on if he's on starting five or coming off the bench, he's not really looking to score. He's your defensive presence. But with John Wall, Reggie Jackson, Morris twin, Covington, Kawhi, Luke Kennard, Paul George, that's 7 right there.
They're still saying Kawhi might not be ready by the time the season starts.
That's
Really?
What the heck, man? Like I what
Well, he
what
tore
kind
his
of
ACL though. He tore that ACL.
come on, man?
That thing's different. Hey, it's still a bad injury.
I
Yes,
mean,
people
I
come
know.
back.
but I mean, shit. Look at Clay. I mean, 2 years back to back, he had probably the two worst injuries, and
But
he
you see,
came
Clay
back.
also took 2 years off.
Ain't this like Kawhi's second or third year off?
No, this would be his this
It's
season
like
that
one and
just
a half.
ended. That's his first whole season being gone.
Okay, it's shit. It just
No,
seems like he been gone so damn long. Shit, to be honest
he
with
got
you.
hurt.
It just feels like he takes
Got
every
hurt. I
other
want
year
to
off.
say the second
But
round of last playoff.
But just, I mean, just like I'm just saying, just depending on their health situation, you know what I'm saying? If Kawhi is healthy, Paul George, whatever, you know what I'm saying, depending on them. I'm just saying John Wall, I feel like John Wall can go into that system and play his role. I don't feel like, he's gonna go in and be like, oh, I still want to be the man, be ball dominant. But I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, well, like I said, with the group of guys that you just said, I feel like they can all probably collab together and possibly do something if they can keep healthy. But I mean, it's still other moves, of course, that can still be made out there in the free agency. This is
I think
just
the biggest.
it's only just but it's been a couple of days in this free agency, so
I
I'm
think the
just
biggest one is going. I think PJ Tucker will help build that toughness culture in Philly that they need because they already got all the talent. They just ain't got no toughness.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is like, yeah, only works if guys actually listen to you. You know what I mean? Like if you come in and you're Jimmy Butler, guys listen. You speak up, they listen. And if they shut you off, well, then he'll just whoop them in practice. PJ ain't gonna be whooping dudes in practice, so if they shut him off and just tell him shut up, it's not like they ever gonna start listening. So I don't know if he
Yeah,
can.
but
I
also
don't
your
know if
way
he
ain't been working either.
I don't know if he carries enough weight to really. We're talking about, I mean, like it's like going to Minnesota, man. Like, Jimmy was like, dude, these guys bums, right? And like, there's certain guys. I'm not, I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what he said. But I'm just saying, like, there's certain guys you just can't teach hard work, toughness. Like you just can't. We got guys asking now for like fewer games, and it's like, dang, dude, like guys used to play 48 minutes, and I'm not saying you gotta do all that, but now there's no back to backs. There's they have the best travel situations of anyone who's doing this kind of travel. Like, and now they want to play fewer games, but they want to get paid the same money. And it's like, so that's the thing, man. It just depends if you got those guys on your team. Like if that's the kind of guys you got on your team, then good luck teaching them toughness. But I think to the younger guys he can, but to the older guys who are the stars, I don't think PJ carries that kind of weight.
we gonna see. I think, but I think it will work out for him though. So, Walt,
Wait, I'm gonna say Joe Ingles though. For me, it's Joe Ingles. Like
yes,
I
yes,
think
I
Joe
agree.
Ingles is the because here's the thing. John Wall, I like him. I think he's one of the truest point guards in the league when he's at well he just is. He's a true point guard, and so he knows the game so well. I compare him to like a Mike Vick, man. He can just come back after a couple of years and be like, "Well, I'm back," like. No, he won't be the same athleticism. I think he's going to lose some athleticism, and we're going to notice that right away. But he knows the game inside and out. He's going to be great. But Joe Ingles, man, like giving Giannis, spreading the floor more for Giannis. Jeez, like how do you collapse on him when he's got that many shooters around him? Like,
Or do you think he comes off the bench or what?
I mean, I feel like either way it goes. I mean, I feel like he'll still be effective if he starts or if he comes off the bench. Because I mean, if he comes off the bench, he could kind of play like I was saying. I think you said it a couple of days ago, like that mono role. You know what I'm saying? Mono Ginobili role. I'm sorry.
I don't see why more people don't like being 6 men. I mean, it ain't like
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the bench play. If you used to be a starter, you know what I'm saying, you going against bench talent. That's pretty much like you going against a second string for real. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Look at Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams.
Right.
They made a career off being 6 men.
They made a living off of that 6-man role for sure. So I mean,
it just depends how he plays, right? Like he could be like Duncan Robinson, man. You could be a starter, you could be sitting a lot of time. You could sit entire games, or you could play 30 minutes. Depends how you're playing. But Joe Ingles can defend though. He's long. He can defend on the perimeter. So I don't think Duncan Robinson's that good of a defender. Or
I think the good thing for him though, he's finally with a winning. I mean, none against Utah, but you're with a championship. It's like a championship or bust kind of thing in Milwaukee.
I mean, he was huge in the playoffs. It's not like he shied away in the playoffs. He played big games, big minutes. So yeah, this guy, he's a good player, man. I think that's the biggest one because, man, you give Giannis more space to drive the lane. Jeez,
yeah, I agree. And then they re-signed Bobby Portis and Wesley Matthews too. So I mean,
yeah. So for me, it's Joe Ingles.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, the Bucks is definitely winning right now for sure. So I mean, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's just only the first couple of days in the free agency, man. So it's just so much stuff that can continue to happen. So it's just the beginning, man, of this journey. It's crazy.
It's also the beginning of USC and UCLA has joined the Big Ten. Yes, you've heard me correctly. 2 teams from California. Matter of fact, let's just say 2 of the most famous colleges from California is going to play conference football, basketball, baseball, softball in the Midwest. You've heard it correctly. The West Coast is coming to the Midwest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would rather those games are gonna be pretty good. Like imagine seeing USC at like the Horseshoe on Saturday night, or Happy Valley, Penn State on Saturday night. When the whiteout, they wear white. The whole stadium wears white. But you got to put those disclaimers because people are like, what you mean whiteout? It's just I think it's to be a dope scene, man. And even shoot, let's say let's say we play college football in Illinois. Who don't want to go to California for a couple days?
Yeah.
Something different. I like it. Now I don't really, that traveling gonna be crazy, but hey, that's a worry I don't have. So what you think about it, John? What's your take?
So it's the Big 16 now, right? Like it works though, because they use the I is a 1 and the G is a 0. Now the G could just be a 6. They could just literally call it the Big 16 and it would work. I mean, it works. They got 16 teams in the Big 10. Here's the thing, man. It's tough on like the Nebraskas. You know what I mean? Because
they're definitely at the bottom of the pile.
USC and UCLA are gonna get more competitive now because what I mean. Like they're not gonna enter this conference and just joke around. Like they're gonna show up, show out. So the teams
more than UCLA because they got Lincoln. Well, I know
Yeah,
it's a
so
soft spot, but they got Lincoln Riley.
depends how much money they got in the NIL deals. But like it's gonna be tough for like Nebraska and stuff to keep up. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be real tough. So like we were kids when Nebraska was last competitive, man. Like which makes me
No, well, they had that 1 year with Sue, but that's about it.
It's like saying the Jayhawks had a good year back in 2008 or something.
They did. They did. With Akeem Talib. But
Hey man, whenever I put my name and my credit card info, I put my birth or whatever it is, man, I gotta scroll so far now, bro. I'm like, dang, find my birth year. I'm like, dang, I'm getting old, man. Getting too old for this. I shouldn't have to scroll this far to find my birth year. But yeah, no, it's just gonna be tough for the teams at the bottom. But I mean, yeah, sure, the conference gets more interesting for sure. I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, I feel like the competition level is definitely going to be high. I mean, honestly, I just feel like it's just going to be good for the Big Ten. Like I said, just it's going to help. Uh, the people, the teams that already been in the Big Ten. It's going to help develop them a little bit more because you have two great, teams that's coming into your conference that can help better competition. I should say. You feel me? So. I mean, it'd be good games to see. Maybe UFC versus Ohio State, whatever. UCLA versus Ohio State, whatever. But I just feel like it's just gonna add more better competition to the Big Ten. So I mean, it's nice, I guess. So that's all, I really don't have too much to say.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some analyst out there that's gonna be like, "This is the stupidest thing ever," and that's fine. Like, I'm sure he's got a great breakdown of why. But like, listen, I'm not a fan of either team. So hey, man, for just for like average fan, like what a spectator, whatever, like it's good. It's good. It's makes these the Pac-12 gets weaker, but we'll see. We'll see where the Pac-12 goes from here, man. It's
Oregon's to lose now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but now like, is Oregon gonna get bowl games because they're gonna be like, well, your schedule was weak, so
that's true. That's true.
It's gonna be tougher for them now.
Oregon gonna move to the SEC. Imagine.
Right, literally, like you're gonna have teams.
Imagine seeing LSU and Oregon like in the middle of October. Like, what the hell? This ain't no bowl game. No, this is regular season.
You're gonna have teams far northwest playing in the Southeast Conference. This is gonna be.
But honestly, I would have thought geographically it makes more sense for them to go to the SEC because Texas and Alabama's all that a lot closer than Illinois.
Oh, USC. You're talking about USC.
Yeah. Well, USC and UCLA.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I'm just curious about the traveling setup too, for real. So.
No, but you know what though? If you got to play out there, you leave like what, Wednesday? Because that's the trip. That's at least 10 hours.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know.
But
like school, man. Like, who doesn't? Other than Royce White, like, who don't mind traveling? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, that's true.
Traveling's probably like part of the fun when you're a kid.
True. I mean, if you want to technically call them kids, I mean, they are technically young men, but you know what I'm saying?
They're grown.
They all kids for me.
I was about to say, shit, they don't look like kids.
Right. I'm 18, son. You can't.
Man, I'm like, boy, you 18?
You were born in 04.
I got caveman beards. I'm like, dang, dude.
These kids nowadays is growing up a lot faster than what the hell we was, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
All I gotta say is get your coats, get you a nice North Face, nice Columbia, get the big puffy, big puffy one. Because that Midwest winter, boy, that thing.
It's different. I know. You go from being sunny to all this damn snow.
Imagine, bro, that climate change, you mess around, get sick, you're gonna catch something. Going from Cali to Illinois or Cali to Ohio, Cali to Michigan. Hey, but like I say, if you living in Illinois, Ohio, one of them Big Ten countries, you like, we going to LA? We go. Right. We go. You gonna leave your coat on purpose like an idiot and then be cold coming back? Like, boy, don't think. But I like it. But that traveling gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be something interesting, but hey, it is what it is.
I like it. So, fellas, the Nets and the Clippers. They were the favorites to win the finals eventually. But now, with Kevin Durant requesting to trade him and Kyrie, will the Clippers come a bust next? Or will they cash in on their opportunity? What you think? We're gonna start with you, John.
Sean McVay made it popular when he said, F them picks, right? And it worked because the Rams won. But what if you got rid of all your picks? What if let's just pretend you had Karis LeVert and D'Angelo Russell and Jarrett Allen and Spencer Dinwiddie and Alan Crabb and DeMar Carroll, and let's just pretend the team had all those guys.
They
and
did.
now they got oh wait, yeah, they did. And they were 42-40. Hang on. And then 2 years later they're 44-38. And they got rid of all those guys to win 2 more games. And now they have none of those guys, none of those picks, nothing. All right, well, who's saying them picks now, right? Like, it's not the Nets. Nets fans are like, we didn't get that Rams Super Bowl, we didn't get to. So it's like you can say that all day, but if it don't work, man, like, geez, and now you got these players who he didn't even play out his full contract, like with the Nets. Like, come on, man, come on, like,
it's crazy how the Nets went from John said having all those role players and stuff to getting James Harden, Kyrie, and KD to pretty much now it looks like it's only going to just be Ben Simmons there. So
I mean, play what you want. Well, they got a bunch of guys with big names when they were younger, Aldridge, Griffin, all those guys.
But I mean,
player might be Joe Harris right now, which he's a really good player. But I'm saying, like, when that's your best player, it's whatever. But one thing you can never say about LeBron is he respected his contracts. He played out his contracts.
True.
And so, like, I don't care what he says about anybody, anything. The dude, he doesn't respect his contracts, and he's bailing again. I'm actually interested to see if Steve Nash sacks up and coaches this team, or if he's going to walk out and bail on the team now. Because he wanted that Steve Kerr fame where you walk into a nice little system and win, and, oh, yeah, I'm Steve Nash. I got to look at. Well, try to win with this team now. And so we're about to find out if Steve Nash actually has coaching chops or if he just was in it to be like, oh, because I'm pretty sure half the time they came back to the huddle and he just had on the clipboard, shoot. You know what I mean? When you got James Harden, you got Kyrie, you got KD, Griffin, all these guys.
Put the ball in the rim.
Right. What do you tell them, right? Well, now you got a coach.
And Kyrie's a defense, so they didn't need a coach. So
Kyrie.
Why he said that?
I'm a big defender of Kyrie, but he was open about the fact that he ran Kenny Atkinson out of there, and I was a fan of Kenny Atkinson. I liked what he was doing with that team. I liked that squad, but so I didn't like that, but yeah, man, like, I want to see if Steve Nash actually has what it takes. I'm not gonna lie, I think he's out, but I will say this: if I know KD and I don't. He's going to the Suns. That's my pick. I think he's going to the Suns. The Suns, sure, okay, yeah, they had a weird monumental collapse in Game 7 or whatever.
They want Devin Booker. They're not about to give up Devin Booker.
They don't have to. They get rid of Ayton. Ayton's gone. They're trading away Ayton.
If I'm the Nets, I just don't want Ayton, bro. I'm just saying, like, you would have to give up Devin Booker, bro.
They're going to give away draft picks, but I don't think the Nets already agreed to getting rid of him. Like, what are they going to do? Trade him to Charlotte? They're not going to do that just because. Oh, Charlotte offered us 19 players and 47 picks. It don't matter. Like, KD's going to have say in this. KD, and because of that, KD's going to the Suns. Like, and besides, they're sending him to the West. They ain't, you ain't leaving him in the East. So yeah.
True.
Which is weird because, like, Phoenix is not West, but whatever. Well, I guess it is. No, I'm thinking of New Orleans. Sorry, I'm thinking of New Orleans. New Orleans isn't West when I think of New Orleans, but yeah, Phoenix is West. My bad.
I mean, I feel like that'd be somewhat of a not. I want to say it'd be it'll be a good move for KD, I should say, because of the fact that me personally, I feel like KD's not a leader, I should say. So, I mean, him going to the Suns, he doesn't have to worry about being a leader because Chris Paul and Devin Booker would be there. You know what I'm saying? So, I think maybe John might have said that last week or something, but I just feel like
I actually said LeBron. That's where he should go is the Suns because I think they're primed for a small forward to come in and dominate a scoring small forward, which they don't have. But KD obviously would also be that perfect fit, and I think that's where he's going.
Yeah, but they said his two considered teams was like John said, the Suns or the Heat. But I mean, some analysts made made a good point was saying those two teams already have leaders, so KD doesn't have to be a leader for those two teams. So that's why I say it would be a good fit for KD because of the fact of he won't have to be a leader because the Suns have Chris Paul and the Heat have Jimmy Butler. So yeah, there'll be perfect scenarios for him. But I mean,
I'm out on Miami though because Jimmy Butler ain't looking to be no one's friend. I don't, he's a friendly guy, but I'm just saying he's looking to be no one's friend. And I think Chris Paul is, he's Mr. Banana Boat. He's looking more to be a friend. So I think Suns are a better fit because I don't think
honest opinion, I feel like KD need to go back home, man. For real.
I don't think he could handle. Yeah, come to Oklahoma. Oh, I was like, what?
Washington, bro. Washington. I'm talking about Washington. But I mean, I feel like I feel like that'd be a good pick. Him, Bill, and then depending on what else they could possibly do, you know what I'm saying? But
they got Porzingis.
Yeah, they got Porzingis. They do have Porzingis. I definitely forgot about Porzingis.
A lot of offense, no defense.
I mean, but it seemed like
it's an offensive league.
I was just about to say, they kind of seem like that's where the league is kind of going with a little bit of offensive side, though. So I mean, either way, wherever KD goes, I mean, he's gonna make them, if you want to say, a playoff team, because I mean that's just the type. He's probably the top scorer in our league right now, one of the top scorers in our leagues right now. So, I mean, either wherever he goes, I'm sure. I mean, I don't care where he goes because I don't like KD personally. If KD, you want to watch this, you can come on the show. We can talk about it if you want to, but I could care less where he goes, man. I'm just more worried, focused about what's gonna happen with these Lakers, my boys.
Now he's on Twitter.
He said
I can invite him. Y'all can invite him. I ain't inviting him.
Man, shut up, bro. Your ass funny as hell. I guess I have to probably take it to Twitter because it seems like KD is only on Twitter. So
hey, low key, that might get us. No, let me stop. I'll tell you.
But hey,
might be a come up.
But yeah, I mean the Clippers though, like, does this John Wall thing make them legit again, or are they going to be a bust?
Health is going to play a big part.
I think with the Clippers, yeah, I think that's their only problem. If you can stay healthy, I think they can go deep. If not, which you got a bunch of players that can't, it remains to be seen. Because who's to say next year they don't make it deep into the playoffs, but they lose in the Western Conference Finals because Paul George was injured, but Kawhi and John Wall tried to do it all, and they could. So then it becomes they would have been there if it wasn't for PG being hurt. Yeah, you could have said the same thing about the year before when they lost to Phoenix. No Kawhi, but Reggie Jackson and Paul George put in work. So I mean, health is their biggest enemy. That's their biggest obstacle. They can stay healthy. I could see them in the finals. I could see them in the final.
Yeah, I agree. Like I say, the Clippers, their biggest problem right now is just pretty much their health. That's pretty much been Paul George's Achilles heel, honestly, since that USC. I mean, I said USC, USA Olympic injury. So it's just been kind of a up and down for Paul George since then. So it's just. Like I said, like Nico said, if they can stay healthy, I can see them going deep. But like I said, their only problem is just their own health. So maybe they need to talk to the Golden State trainer and see what's up because man, it seemed like that boy he be working miracles over there. For real. So.
Yeah, true.
I mean, PG been playing like a dog. Sure, he's inconsistent, but Paul George, man, he been hooping. He's still, but the thing is, it's now age. You know what I mean? Like, do they have to win this year? Because we're talking about John Wall, the Morris brother, the Kawhi, Paul George, like they're all pushing now 32, 33, moving up. Um, we said we had someone check in and said, "What's good?" So yeah, it's just all these guys with age, man. Like the window's closing. So I give them maybe a year, maybe or two. I give them 2 years, but that's because but that only give them 1 year really because if they don't do something this year, I don't think Kawhi sticks around for another year. I really don't. And honestly, it's his fault if they haven't done anything to this point because, not his fault, so to speak, but I mean, it's his injuries that are the reason they haven't really gone anywhere yet. So obviously, if you can find a way to prevent that, but, how do you prevent injuries? I don't know. But, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, I understand if he wants out, if they don't go nowhere this year, but at the same time, like, he needs to be healthy. They need to be healthy or else, like, how can you blame guys if they weren't healthy?
True, 100%. And I think the Clippers, the verdict is still out on them. Just due to injuries. Ty Lue can say, "Hey, I haven't had a healthy team," and the one time I did have a healthy team was the bubble, and they didn't like the circumstances they were under. Now, granted, everybody was under those same circumstances, but I think you're a professional athlete. You get to a point to where you don't want to feel like you're controlled. And I think that's what the bubble felt like. Felt like a controlled environment. And they won
Yeah,
rock.
I'm pretty sure LeBron's family might have been coming and going, but I know the young guys though they were definitely getting in trouble for like ordering food and stuff like that, while LeBron had his own park. You know what I mean? He's like, you guys get Disney, I'll have Universal. He had his own park going on the whole time, whatever. But no, I will say I don't do the LeBron KD comparison often, but I will say LeBron respected all his contracts and he brought a ring to all his teams. And so people want to compare them. I'm sorry, that's the biggest tell for me is someone said maybe Kawhi is the problem because he brought Toronto a championship. I'll give him that, but we talked about this the other day. We all three agreed like that was the worst championship team of the last decade. Like,
Yeah.
they flew yeah. I mean, I think Chris Middleton was hurt that one. I think he beat Philly on a give him credit for the shot, but he beat Philly on a fluke shot, whatever. So, and then of course he faced the Warriors, who I think would have curb stomped him if they had their full squad. But yeah, I mean, he did win it. But that being said, I mean, there was even like Fred VanVleet. Is he the MVP of the final? Obviously, it was Kawhi, but there were, there were a lot of other guys that played huge. I mean, and he had some names, man. Marc Gasol balled out. Ibaka balled out. Lowry was balling. Like Siakam was hooping. This guy hadn't even picked up a basketball like 6 years before. He'd never played basketball in his life, and then 6 years later, he's in the finals. Like, kudos to him, man. And then obviously Patrick McCaw was just running off his third straight championship. But anyway, but no, yeah, I mean, kudos. He won the ring. He did win the ring, but that was I would say the worst championship team of the last decade.
True. I could say.
And I'm not blaming. I don't think any of us blame Kawhi for them not losing. We're just saying his injuries are, they're not going to win if he's injured.
They're hindering his career.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he will, but I think if he keeps getting injured, it'll almost be like, man, what could he have done if he didn't keep getting hit, if he didn't keep getting the injury bug?
Yeah, I mean, when he plays, man, he's great. He's great. I mean, he's every game. He doesn't take games off, so
yeah,
he's healthy, man. Kawhi is one of the best top 5 players in the league for me.
Yeah, shout out to my brother, man, for comments, man. I appreciate you, boss, man.
Oh,
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, we got 4 people in here right now watching. I don't know if y'all can see the live feed. I don't know.
I can now. Well, I'm watching it on my phone, so that's the only reason I know.
Oh, okay. Well, then we got 3. But I mean, hey, man, I love that. Like the fact that 3 people tune in to listen is amazing to me. I respect it. I'm very thankful. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for today, man. That's
yes, sir. Walt, do your thing, bruh.
Oh, party people, we appreciate y'all joining Real Deal Sports tonight. It was a beautiful night. Talked about free agency, talked a little bit about the Clippers, talked a little bit about the Big Ten. So, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. It's your boy Big Watt, my boy Nico Suave, looking over there looking suave in the mofo. My boy,
We all been tongue tied today.
my boy John, the hardest working man right now in showbiz. Hey, shout out to my boy John, man. He just made us a dope ass intro too, man. Y'all should go definitely check that out on YouTube.
hey, maybe I'll just leave it up. We'll just leave it up on the live stream after we go.
All right, bet. Well, yeah, y'all can check it out at the live stream. But yeah, hey, man, this dude, he's our best editor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This dude is the shit. So shout out to John, shout out to Nico, our moderator. I'm just the good looks. But hey. Hey, we love y'all. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, like, all that, man. We appreciate y'all watching tonight. And it's been Real Deal Sports. We're gonna see y'all next time. Much love.
But I didn't see no Birdman. So what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a playoff game. You've been here the last 4 years. What are you doing? It seemed, but like I was telling John earlier, it seems like she did this just so she could be in someone's conversation. She did it for attention.
You know, one position that the Steelers are the worst at of every team in the playoffs? Quarterback. So when Ben Roethlisberger said, no one expected us to be here, we are the worst, we're number 14. No, he should have said, I'm the worst, I suck, I dragged this team down, and this team I don't deserve to be here, this team deserves to be here.
I'm gonna speak from the heart. I don't give a damn. Sponsors, whatever, y'all kiss my ass, whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, NFL, man, it just seems like it's full of BS when it comes to hiring minorities, not just black people, just anything other than white. And I just don't like how the fact that they're just trying to control everything.
I defend Cam all the time. He is right about some of these things, right? A good woman does know when to shut up, just like a good man knows when to shut up, right? Those are good, right things. But if cooking is the final decider of what makes a good woman, was Rachel Ray the greatest woman of all time?
But he was real cool, man. He wasn't like, nah, no pictures, little homie. He was like, oh man, you noticed me. I'm like, I noticed you. You don't get this often, It was the AAU tournament. My nephew was here playing, and I saw him there. He was real chill, man. He was just laid back, chilling, watching the game. But he a real cool dude. So, Pat, if you ever see this, come on the show, man.
You ever see that kid that runs his mouth all the time, and some bully tries to silence them, and the whole time they're getting beat up, they just keep running their mouth, and the bully just can't. It breaks the bully because no matter how hard he punches this kid, the kid just keeps talking all that trash.
Hey, that's called heart. I respect that.
This is why Walt likes it. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, it was lopsided, but there was some good trash talk. Previously in this series, he's been 4 of 19 from outside 3-point line. I said this, eventually one of these games, his threes are going to fall, and they'll probably still lose by a couple points, but people are like, oh, James Harden had a game. And it freaking happened, man. People were going on and on about how great of a game and how he pulled out old James Harden. No, man, he's just walking up and down the court and shooting threes. That's all he's doing, and he's a good shooter, and they finally found him.
Look, I'm gonna tell you a story right now. I got a lady right now in my apartment complex who carts around her cat everywhere she go. I'm so serious. She'd go to the mailbox, she would have that damn cat. It's like a little baby stroller. Swear, she pushes that damn cat everywhere she go, man. I'm not even playing. I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was crazy a little bit.
KD is the best at one thing. He's probably the greatest mid-range scorer of all time, possibly the most talented scorer of all time, just all around. He can back you down. He can hit the free throw, the three, deep balls. He can post up. He can alley-oop. He can everything. There's nothing he can't do. So, he has it all offensively, but Steph does so much more. I think he's more valuable.
Udoka look like he got hands. He look like he that coach that'll fight you. Coach, he'll be talking to you, be like, "Hey, coach, shut up, talking to me." He look like he's the type of coach that would you want to go there right now?
You want to go outside to the parking lot?
All right, you want them hands right now, right now? Before it went in.
I agree, but don't you also think that he looked gassed in that series?
It's game 7. Everybody's gassed at this point.
Jimmy Butler wasn't gassed. Kawhi wasn't gassed. Kawhi's in Jimmy's defense, he actually had played most of the season, whereas Kawhi had sat out half the season. But anyway.
Yeah, Kawhi should never be gassed.
walking through Walmart here in North Dakota yesterday. I'm up
They
visiting
get
family,
Walmart.
and there was a girl wearing a Lucas shirt, and I'm like, these bandwagon people be everywhere. What is this? He's the new Tony Romo. Like you see
Brother, who
girls
was
just
he getting
walking
those
around.
from?
You ever remember when girls